Hey guys, today we are going to continue solving systems, but we're going to focus on special ones that are called 3x3 systems. So a 3x3 system, and I'm looking right here. A 3x3 system is a system that has three equations in three variables. Okay, and I gave you an example here in red, or you can just look at the first actual example. I've got three separate equations. They're all have three variables, x, y, and z. Oh, dang it, sorry. Okay, and the solution is what's known as an ordered triple, x, y, and z. Okay, so how we're going to solve these? Okay. We're going to pretend that this bottom equation isn't there. Okay. And we're going to focus just on these top two. And I'm going to eliminate x. So I have a 4x and a 2x. Well, if I multiply this by -2, my x's will cancel. Okay, so I'm not touching the top one yet. If I multiply the second equation through by -2, and then I'm going to combine these two equations. My x's cancel, which is what I was wanting to happen. 6y and 2y. Okay. Now look, I've eliminated one of the variables and I'm down to something that's a little more friendly. So I'm going to do the same thing, but now I'm going to pretend that the first equation isn't in my problem, and I'm going to focus on just the second and the third. I'm going to eliminate x again. I have a 2x and a 6x. Well, if I multiply that middle equation by -3, but then leave this last equation alone, when I go to combine, I'm going to cancel my x's again. Okay. Now, I've got two new equations, and I'm going to stack them one right on top of the other, just so it's a little easier to look at. Now, this that I just wrote in green looks like the substitution and elimination homework that we were doing in previous lessons. So now I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to get rid of y. I'm going to multiply this top equation through by a negative. Okay, because I need my y's to have opposite signs. And I'm leaving the second equation alone, because now when I go to combine, my y's cancel. I get -4z equals 12. If I divide both sides by -4, I end up with z equals -3. Now, where this gets a little daunting is that I'm not done. That's only one answer. I'm now going to go back. I've got my one answer. I'm now going to go back to one of these two equations and plug it in. Doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to take the top one. 8y minus 7z equals 29. But I'm going to replace the z with -3. Okay, so then I get 8y plus 21. And I get y equals 1. Okay. Now I have two answers. I'm going to take both of these answers And I'm going to go back up to one of my 3 variable equations and plug it in. Okay, so this time I'm just going to go with the top equation that says, oh, I kind of ran out of room. Oh, I know what I can do. I'll take this guy. Right there. Okay, I'm going to go back up to one of the top equations, and I'll just take the very top one. It says 4x plus 2y plus 3, z equals 1. But instead of y, I'm going to plug in 1. And instead of z, I'm going to plug in the negative 3. And I'm just solving. I know I'm not instructing a lot, but I'm just working this out to get x by itself. Okay, so now I have my 3 answers, x, y, and z. So I'm going to write my answer as an ordered triple, x, comma, y, comma, z. All right, let's do another one together. All right, so it's like last time. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that this bottom equation isn't even there. And I'm going to look at just these 2, and I'm going to decide I need to get rid of x. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by negative 2. And notice that I'm taking this times everything. Okay, I'm not, oops. 2 times 3 is 6. Helps if I multiply correctly too. Bottom equation, or the middle equation, we're not messing with yet. And I'm going to combine these 2 together. X's cancel. Negative 4y. Goodness gracious. Okay. And I'm going to repeat this with, this time I'm going to pretend that the top equation isn't there. I'm going to focus on just these 2. Again, eliminating x, so the middle equation I'm not going to change. The bottom, to make it match the x, I'm going to multiply it by 6, and I need a negative. And again, remember, you're distributing that to everything. Okay. X's cancel. All right. Now, I'm going to stack those 2 equations back on top of each other, and I'm going to essentially start over. Okay, now, when I go to work with these 2, and I'm going to eliminate y, I run into a problem because nothing times 4 makes 26. However, there's nothing, we can change both equations, and the fastest way to do that is just multiply them by each other. But I don't have opposing signs. They're both negatives. I need one negative, one positive, so I'm going to choose a negative on at least one of the numbers. Okay? So negative 26 times 4, I get 104y. Negative 26 times 5. Minus 130z, negative 26 times negative 22, 572. And then I'm going to do the other equation, but times 4. Okay. I'm going to combine these two equations together. The y's cancel. That's what I wanted to happen. I get negative 198z equals 396. Divide both sides by negative 198. And I end up with z equal to negative 2. Okay. Now that I have that one answer, I'm going to take it, I'm going to plug it up into one of my 2 equations. Okay, I'm just going to pick the top one. It does not matter which one you pick. So, negative 4y plus 5z equals negative 22, but I'm going to replace z with the negative 2 that I found. Again, I'm just working out this equation, following algebra steps, and I end up with y equals 3. Okay, now I'm still not done though, because I now know x or z and y. I'm going to take both of these and I'm going to plug them back up into one of the original equations. Okay, again, it does not matter which one you choose. Okay, so I'm going to just choose the top one because it's just where my mind thinks. 3x plus y minus 2z equals 10. I replace y with the 3 and the z with the negative 2. Again, now from here, I'm just combining like terms and simplifying. And then I subtracted 7 from both sides. I end up with x equals 1. And then I write my solution as an ordered triple. X, y, z. Okay, now for your homework, okay, there's not very many problems because these take up a lot of time, okay, and I understand that. Also, I want you checking yourself as you work through these, so I'm going to tell you what the answers are to the homework, okay? I know that sounds crazy, but, and I know you technically can look this up too. So, number 1, you're just checking if a question is an answer or not. Number 2, you should get 5, 0, negative 5 as your triple. 3, you should get negative 1/2, 1, 1. And on number 4, you should get 3, negative 1, negative 4. Okay, and why I want you to know what the solutions are to your homework is because this is a lot of work, and I want you to check if you've made a mistake early on rather than at the end, okay? Feel